And we are live on Facebook. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to another Solution Sunday because the soul is the solution. And I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing and host of Solution Sunday. So, and my guests today, returning by popular demand, we have Kathy Bradley of Kathy Bradley and the Angels, and Keith Leon S., the book guy of Navigating the Clickety-Clack fame, where we all met and became our little cohesive group here. That's it. So good morning, Keith, and good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for
Good
having
morning.
us. This is great. Beautiful energy, as always.
Love it. So today I thought we could talk about inner guidance.
Mhm.
So many of us need to be able to follow our inner guidance because there's since childhood, we've all been taught that we have to follow outer guidance, that we
Mhm.
have to follow the guidance of the teachers, the preachers, the ministers, the parents, the authority figures, and whether the doctors. And we have been taught that we need to be guided. And unfortunately, where we're being guided as a whole of humanity, and where each one of us has been guided, we haven't been guided to our own uniqueness. We haven't been guided into our own personal gifts and talents. And we have been guided into a system of sameness where it's good if you're part of the crowd, but if you're not part of the crowd, then you're weird. And and we stop expressing our uniqueness, and we stop feeling safe being ourselves, and we give up that inner guidance, and under the peer pressure of having to try to fit in. And this is the root of all dis-ease on our planet, whether it's physical disease, mental disease, emotional diseases, financial diseases. It's because we have been guided into this state of off balanceness. So I thought today we could talk about restoring balance by reconnecting to our inner guidance and listening to our own inner guidance, our higher selves, but also we connect to guidance from the angelic realms inside. We think the angels are out there somewhere, but we don't have to go out there somewhere to connect to the angels. When we get quiet, we can connect right inside, and we can get all the guidance we need when we go inside. So what do you beautiful angel beings have to say about inner guidance this morning? Who'd like to know?
I will. I will.
Right.
um, well, we can all agree that everything is energy, right? And energy is where we came from, and energy is where we'll go when we leave this body. And so we all come from that source energy. But we decided we wanted to try this thing on this body,
Mhm.
and because it was all heart music all the time, it was just like forever good, the same thing, infinity and beyond. And we are just like, oh, I want to jump in one of those little things called a body and try experiencing every emotion, not just all good all the time, but anger and frustration and war, but also love and peace and all of that. And then I'll pretend like I'll forget everything, and then I'll spend maybe I'll remember while I'm there. Right? And so the the way to get those answers, exactly like you're saying, in my experience, is all the answers that I need are from within. And if I did get something outside from an outside source, that's usually from a person who goes within as well. That's where the most valuable things that ever came to me either came from within me or from someone who goes within. And so that's what we'll be sharing about today. What are some of the ways that Lisa goes within and connects to that source? What are the ways that Kathleen goes within and gets what I call real-time answers, right? Answers in real time from Source, God, Spirit, Universe. And and as I was saying, if we came from that energy, just because we decided to try on this body does not mean that we're disconnected from the source of where we came. Matter of fact, we have direct connection to that, but it's about sitting, asking a question, and then listening until you receive the answer instead of jumping to the next question. If we sit in that one question and ask, there's a part of us that knows the answer to every question, and we can access that, but we just have to turn off all the noise, the TV, uh, people, things people have said to us in the past, our own inner critic, all that has to just shut down and be in the one question. And then you can access any answer to any question when you do that.
Absolutely. I love that. And I love what you said about, if the answer comes from outside, those answers are the synchronicities. Those answers are the signs from within that we then experience from without.
Yes, yes.
And we ask on the inside, and then it appears externally. It appears in our physical reality.
Yeah. And I usually know when I get the answer because I make this noise. Right? And so I know that I have just come to what I call an understanding, right? And instead of understanding it, I clearly download and have an understanding and go, oh, that's it, that's the answer. And then I trust that, which is super important too. That's a whole other piece. You may all the time be getting answers, but then you go, nah, really? And then you sit in that for a while, and then you remember the first instinct, and then you go back and forth and back and forth, and there's that tug of war, and you go back and forth so many times you don't remember what the first instinct was. I like to keep a first instinct journal. I write down the question, and the first thing that comes, I write it down, and then I stick to that. Like that's my commitment to myself. Whatever my first instinct is, I always stick to that. And as soon as I started doing that, everything changed in my life. Everything.
Love that. Wow. That is
That's great that you got that so quickly.
Yeah.
Because that's something that's one of my big learning tools, is that when I'm out there and you get the gut feeling, and then like you said, you have the tug of war, like I'm making that up, that can't be real or whatever it is. And I've learned that I learn each way. And what I mean by that is I learn when I listen, and I learn when I don't listen. And then I get to share that with all the people that I have classes with. I'm like, so this is what happened when I didn't listen. And for example, one time in particular, I love sharing this story. I had received an email from someone that I'd really not kept in touch with for a really long time. There was always drama and toxicity and everything else. So I just kind of stepped back. But then I got an email from her. My first gut feeling was to just delete it. But then the old mind got involved. And it was like, oh, that's not very nice of you. That's not very spiritual of you. Why would you do that? Blah, 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 right? So I open it up and there's a link. Okay, so guess what I do? I push on the link and guess what?
Ruh-roh.
My whole computer got a virus.
Oh.
So you want to talk about a big lesson that I got to share with everybody? I'm like, oh my. So
Mhm.
it is amazing. So I always say, okay, so sometimes you hear it, you pay attention, and sometimes you don't. And when that happens, I've learned not to beat myself up, not to judge myself, but to have a sense of humor, like, oh yeah. That's where I missed it.
Yeah.
So that the next time it's like, okay, Lucy.
One of my teachers said pain is a teacher, and that's really what you're talking
Mm,
about too. It's like one learning experience is a little more painful than the other, and it usually comes when I don't listen. But but but
exactly.
what's beautiful about what you said is, okay, so what's the lesson in this for me? That's always the correct question. So like no
Hmm.
matter how much it hurts or feels bad or shocks you or scares you, it's like what is in this for me? What am I to learn? And then when you receive the answer to that question, then that's when you won't repeat that mistake over and over again. I like to say if there is a sin, it's repeating mistakes over and over again, the
Uh-huh.
same mistake over and over again. And uh,
Yeah.
and I learned about that from my sister because she was the queen of that. She would just make the
Mm,
same mistake over and over again. And as a as a teenager, I said, "Why do you keep repeating the same mistakes? Like, I don't get
mm.
it. Didn't you learn from the last one?" And she said, "I guess not." And I was like, "Okay, so mental note. I mean, at very young, mental note." And I was just like, "See the lesson, and then go another way next time." And it really served me.
Mhm.
She served me as my whole family did, really. My mom and my sister helped me see of a lot of how I didn't want to be and the mistakes I didn't want to make. Like they were
Yeah, we
great
can learn
teachers.
through others. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
The other thing that you had mentioned, it was funny. At our last conversation when we were talking about the angels, one of my clients said, well, the man that you were with talked about how he sits with the question and he won't do anything until he gets the question answered. She goes, I can't do that. That doesn't work for me. And I said, that's okay. If that doesn't work for you, then you work maybe differently. So, for example, I said, I may pick a card, I might get information from a flower or a bird, or like I said, it comes from a myriad of ways.
right.
So we share information here, and yet everyone may work with things a little differently.
Yeah, yeah,
Someone may need to have like an outside source, so to speak,
right.
give them answer, which
Yeah,
you were doing too. And they just
yeah,
thought, well, I just have to sit there the whole time and get it. And they may
yeah.
work for you, but maybe for them, they need the, as I do, the kind of confirmation, maybe in a
Oh, yeah,
card or a book, a
yeah.
song.
Well, the follow up to that, and I always say this, I'm sure I said it that day too, and if you can't do that and you get up and you have to go out into the world, then keep spinning the question as a mantra and just keep asking the
Exactly.
question as you have a walking meditation. And then you will see those things that you're talking about from the bird and the flower and the cards. Then you'll see it when it's there. If we forget that we asked the question, all those answers will be whizzing by and we won't notice them. It's
And that's
like,
an important point
yeah, yeah,
because
I
then they
got
think they're not getting messages.
right, right. How come I never get messages? Oh, trust me, you're getting them. The universe is always providing them. Yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely. And I guess the question is, are we are we noticing those answers, and are we able to get quiet enough in our mind to hear the answers? That was my question. Like, was I our Jim Self of Mastering Alchemy always says the answer lies where the question is asked, is what
Mhm.
Keith was saying. I ask the
Exactly.
question and then I sit and I wait for the answer.
Mhm.
But if for me, when I tried that before, it was like my mind would always be going, okay, so where is it? What is the answer? Am I going to get it? And my mind was so busy that I couldn't listen for the answer. So it took me a while before I was able to master the quieting of the mind so
Mhm.
that I could hear what was going on in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just one tool. There's so many tools. Kathleen, Kathy, you mentioned angel cards or
Go ahead.
card deck, right? And I have a angel card deck that I always dreamed of having one of those, a card deck, and so I just wrote down 11 angels' names and then asked them all for 4 messages each so that I could have 44 cards. And it came pouring through me. And as I was sharing with Lisa and Kathleen before the call, it was like, I was like, I'm possessed when it was coming through and I was watching the words typing. I'm just like, wow, this is so good. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so good. That's not me. I don't use this language that they were using. So now I'm able to, instead of using Doreen Virtue cards, I can use my own cards and get messages from the very angels that gave them to me. So I thought it'd be fun to pull a card for today for our call, for everyone on the call. So let the deck that comes forward, let the archangel that steps forward right now um, work through me to pull the card for those who are on the call, that this is exactly what they want to hear today. Notice I didn't say the word need. Want to hear today. All right, who do we get? Ooh, Archangel Haniel, which a lot of people aren't really familiar with. Haniel. So you can look that up. It's Haniel. Look them up on Google because it's interesting to see what people say. So Archangel, she says, I am Archangel Haniel, and I vibrate with the energies of joy, love, passion for life, and vitality. I'm available to you when your heart is heavy, during challenging times, and when you find yourself in uncomfortable situations. So, when your heart's heavy during challenging times, when you find yourself in uncomfortable situations, when you feel a wave of, I don't know what to do here, call me and I will guide you with the words to say. So, when you're in that place where you want some joy, some love, passion for life, vitality, or you find yourself in an uncomfortable situation and you just don't have the words, you can say, Archangel Haniel, be with me. And you can ask her specifically, call on her and say, what words should I say right now? And that's one of the tools you can use.
Beautiful.
Call on Archangel Haniel, Haniel.
Beautiful. I love your deck. You're inspiring me.
Yeah, the artwork
So
is
I
so
did choose a
beautiful.
card as well, and mine is God, and it's
Mm,
love.
right.
So I figured there'd be a lot of synchronicities today, and here we go. God is love, and God is everywhere.
Mm,
Therefore, divine care is surrounding, healing, and supporting the situation. The answer to your question is quite simply love.
mhm,
That's because it all exists in truth. By focusing upon God and this caring, you'll find the answers, solutions, and results you're seeking.
mm,
And then they talk about it appears that you've been struggling to do things on your own. This is a reminder to call upon God and the angels for help with everything. And I know we've talked about this in the past. We each have free will. And the first thing that we always have to do is
mhm.
ask for help. And then, as we said, listen. And Lisa, you had talked about it earlier, getting quiet. So, is there a tool that you would say really helped you to get quiet, Lisa?
My breath, conscious breathing really helped me, because when I started to focus on my breath and watch the breath come in and move through my body, my mind couldn't do anything else. I gave it the command to focus on the breath and then distribute the breath through my body.
Mhm.
And that was a really, really great tool for quieting the mind. How it works instantly.
I agree.
Yeah,
That would be my go-to too.
yeah, yeah. And in the book that I did, Who Do You Think You Are? I interviewed all these people and asked them, like, how did they discover their purpose? And each one of them put different words on it, but they all said, go within, go within, go within. And so they all focused on saying that, but I noticed when it was time to share my story that nobody had said, and here's how you do it, right? And so in the Who Do You Think You Are
Mm.
book, I used the third question to says, what advice would you share those searching for their purpose? I said, go within. And then I actually broke down exactly what you're talking about, Lisa, like start off by closing your eyes and focusing on your breath and nothing but your breath. And if something else comes in, all that chatter, you're just like, oh, thanks for sharing, but I'm listening to my breath right now. And if you keep doing that and keeping it, sooner or later, then you do really only hear your breath, which is amazing. And then ultimately what I love to say is that there's a lot revealed in the space between two breaths,
Mm.
because for me that's where it seems like that's where the answer always lands. I either have just finished an exhale and am paused ready to take an inhale and it pops in, or the opposite. It's weird. It's not like in the middle of the breath, it's in that space between the two breaths that I get that aha moment and it comes in. And I just noticed that after probably a year at it, at least into meditating regularly. I was like, oh, it always comes in that space between. And so I came up with that quote, which I've seen, which is cool when you go online and see your quotes. There's a lot to be able to keep going on. And I'm just like, wow, cool. This is helping people.
Yeah, I do exactly the same. I call it the 3 circular breaths.
Mm,
So you count and it brings you into that place where no thought is thought. And
mm,
exactly like you were saying, Keith, it's that in between point, right? That
yeah.
zone in between the exhalation and the inhalation where things come flooding in. And we get to relax because so often when we need an answer, what happens? We become constrictive, right? And then we think we get stressed and then we think we need to know. But it's in the allowing and in the breath where no thought is thought that the answers flood in.
hmm And that goes to the one of the questions that you had posed, Lisa, on uh, your questions you asked about today's call, right? That was one of the things. What does meditation and going within have to do with healing, right? So if you're sitting in a question of what is my next step regarding my healing, right, and you go within for that answer, you may come up with something that is even greater to you than what the doctors had prescribed. And we're not saying don't listen to any doctors. They do have their purpose with certain things. And then sometimes there's that little something else that you may have come up with, or somebody else who goes within comes up with, that you do, that puts you over the top and into that place of healing. Because like the body knows exactly what to do to heal, it always knows what to do. So are we available enough to hear what it's telling us is ultimately the question with the healing.
Absolutely. We have to get out of its way. And so many times, going back to the beginning of our conversation, since childhood, we've been taught that there's somebody else who knows better about our own bodies.
Mm,
And so we have given up our authority. We have given up our ability to tap in and listen to our bodies. Our bodies are usually the part of us that feels pain. So when we have emotional pain, like it doesn't feel good in the body.
mm,
So we don't like being in the body. We tend to live kind of outside. We live in the mental and emotional bodies, which are outside of the physical body. And we lose contact with the sensations in the physical body. And it's the physical body, the sensations in the physical body that give us the inner guidance.
mm,
Because when the physical body feels constricted or contracted, or just like I don't like, that's the sign. If it feels constrictive, bad, heavy in any way, that's the sign from your inner guidance through the cells of your body saying, no, that's not the way to go. That's not your answer. And the
mm,
things that feel expansive and light, and it's like, yes, those are the end. That's the green light. Like, yes, go for it. Because
mhm,
when I was facing my health crisis, I knew every time I thought about the options that the medical system gives, chemo, radiation, pharmaceuticals, like my body
eesh,
just cringed, and I thought, oh, I'm just really scared of those things at the time. And it was like, no, actually, I realized, like, no, that was like a really clear sign for me to follow.
Mm.
And I mean, fortunately for me, because I interpreted it as, oh my God, I'm more terrified of chemo than I am of dying of cancer, I ended up like not going that medical route.
Mm.
And then I realized, like, and then it kind of was like, okay, now the rubber hits the road. If I'm not doing this path,
Right.
I got to commit 100,000% to following my own inner guidance.
Mm.
Like, I didn't have a choice. I backed myself into such a wall that I had to learn to listen to my inner guidance.
Mm.
And once I kept asking the questions every day, I would sit with the question, what do I need to know to change this?
Mm.
Until finally one day, oh, I get it. And it was just absolutely crystal clear in that moment. The whole picture became clear that cancer was not attacking my body. There was no third party. There was simply me and my cells.
Mm.
And my cells were simply sending me a message. That was it. That was exactly what was going on. The entire idea that I was being attacked by some external force was the illusion.
Mm.
It wasn't true.
Mm. Mhm.
My body was out of balance because I was out of balance, and my body was sending me a message, literally showing me where I had gone off the rails. It was showing me the emotions that were out of balance, the thought patterns that were out of balance, because our bodies are brilliant. They tell us exactly what's out of balance, because when we go off the rails emotionally, when we have an emotional crisis, like an unexpected shock, whatever that shock is, the body will a specific body part will respond to a specific type of shock.
Mm.
All we have to do is see what body part is involved, and then let me just backtrack and look at the shock, the emotional conflict that's out of balance. Let me resolve the conflict, and then my body doesn't have to keep sending me the message anymore, and the
Mm.
body clears itself out.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
That's
that
so.
was my introduction to real following my inner guidance.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Now, did you see Michelle's post on Facebook? Michelle says, "Ride the breath. I've learned to exactly be the breath. Ride it through my body. I have no active mind when I'm there." I love that.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Yeah, she's super tuned in. Michelle's got it going on. And good morning,
Yeah, one thing you
everybody.
mentioned, Lisa, is the internal guidance system of the physical body and how we have disassociated ourselves from it. And it's giving us messages when we're in alignment and then when we move out of alignment. And when we see it working with us instead of against us, it's kind of like, oh, okay, my back's hurting me. What is this about? And looking in to see what's causing that. One of the greatest tools that I use for this is a woman, probably many of us know that are watching this, is Louise Hay. You Can Heal Your Life.
Mhm.
And I just love it. It's kind of like a little Bible, a little something that I can go to and refer to and see, okay, what is this bringing up for me or for somebody else, working with different clients. And it's amazing because when we have that awareness, then we can address it, then we can shift out of it. But if
Mhm.
we don't, if we look at the body as not working with us, then we're not giving ourselves that opportunity.
Mhm. Yeah, and in the book, the first one, You Can Heal Your Body, I love that it's like it says an ailment, and then it says the
Yes.
cause, and then it says
Mhm.
where it's located, and then it says here's an affirmation, and the affirmation
Exactly.
is for you to repeat and repeat and repeat, and it isn't about these are magical words just because they're words. It's more that when you keep saying the opposite of what you're experiencing over and over and over and over again, this, no matter how fancy you say it, like subconscious mind doesn't care how fancy or slow or with like how you say it, you just say the words over and over and over again, and it reprograms the subconscious mind, which unfortunately does run the show a lot in this body that we're in. Uh, so when we can touch that unconscious, subconscious mind and reprogram that too, then it backs us up with all the other incredible work that we're doing and the meditation and the feelingization, right? And that's, to me, that's the act of visualization, but you're feeling how it feels instead of just seeing it. Is what I call feelingization, or what Fletch, the guy who gave me this Clickety-Clack title, he's the one that coined that phrase, feelingization, and feeling it just kind of ramps up the speed of how quickly it manifests, is what he taught me. So he's like, you can visualize all you want, but if you want to speed it up, feelingize it. Like, feel what it feels like to feel healthy. Remember what it was like before you had that ailment. Like, what did that feel like? And remember that, and put yourself in that, instead of, I want to heal, I need to heal. No, what was it like when you didn't have that? How'd you feel? Focus on that, and then let everything else come into alignment with that. Oh, powerful
That's
teaching.
it. It is all about alignment. And I always say you have to be it before you see it. So, people, I think there's some misconceptions about creating and, and like allowing things to come, trying to feel it first or visualize it first. And I think what comes to me is that the more clearly we can visualize the outcome that we desire, the faster we can manifest it. Meaning, like, if we go to the Mall of America and we want to get, a can of paint, because I think you can get like anything in the entire world. You can go to the zoo, you can go to the aquarium, you can ride the roller coaster. Like, there's like a bazillion things at this gigantic Mall of America in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I was thinking about this last night. And I was like, well, if I need a can of paint and I need to go to the Mall of America to get a can of paint, like, I have to be really clear that this is what I need to find in this place. Because if I go there and I have no idea why I'm going there, I could be lost in there for a week and never find anything. There's like, I need this can of paint. So it's going to be in this side of the mall. I got to park over here. I got to go to this section. And if you know exactly what you want, you can simply go right in and walk straight to it. But if you don't know what you want, you could be wandering around there for years before you figure it out.
Yeah, you're right. Having the clear decision about what you'd like to create, and then seeing it from the end and feeling it,
That's
being
it.
in that experience that it's already there. I see very often, like, where people almost don't want to think about what they don't want or don't want to feel it, because they go into the lacking of it instead of the feeling of having it in the present moment. So that's the key. Is, you mentioned it before, Lisa, you have to be it to see it. So if we see ourselves here, then it comes to us with grace and ease. It's not having to go out and look for it. It's we mentioned it in the beginning, as Keith said, everything is energy. So if we're vibrating, right, to this, I am happy, I am peaceful, I am calm, I'd like to be at the beach right now, having a drink with a little umbrella. And it's kind of like, woof, all of a sudden, we don't even have to figure out the how. It just comes to us. And it's fun.
Absolutely. And I think that um, Keith used the word alignment before.
Mhm.
And, when I used to have a problem thinking about, everything is just coming to me. I realized I actually have flipped that in my awareness, meaning that if I want that can of paint in the store, or if I want to feel radiant and healthy in my body, like radiant and healthy is an option. Like, right, radiant and healthy, everybody has that there is that option available in the
The
universe,
choice.
and we need to be able to align with that option in order to experience it. So what I look at is, I look at, okay, I'm going for this can of paint. This is the radiant health that I'm going for in the mall of the universe. This is where I'm going. So I have to feel my way there. So if I start feeling radiant in my body, that radiant, I'm actually moving toward the radiance. So it appears that the radiant is actually coming to me. So it's actually, there's an action involved. I always say energy, my definition of energy is consciousness in motion, consciousness in action. So if I make a choice to experience something, that thing is already an option. So in order to experience that thing, I have to match, I have to go to that where that experience is.
Mm.
So if that can of paint is already an option, I have to go to that can of paint in order to experience having the can of paint in my hand. So I have to feel my way. I have to walk my way there. So I have to match my location to that location. And it's all a vibrational location.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Just gonna let that sit for a
So
second.
what's one of the tools that people use to get into a high vibrational space?
Well,
Because that's what we're talking about, right?
Right.
absolutely. You
Mm-hmm.
know, using our imagination has been so maligned. We've always been told, stop daydreaming, pay attention, stop daydreaming. And oh, that's just an imaginary friend. That doesn't exist. You're not having tea with the angels. No, that. And so we're like, oh, okay. And we're talked right out of our inner vision. But the ability to imagine, to dream, that's where all of our power lies. That's where the joy is. That's where, and people say, oh, you're just a dreamer, you're living off in la la land. I'm utilizing it as a tool so that I can match my vibration to the reality that I wish to experience. And when I tune my vibration to that frequency, my entire reality matches that frequency. So whatever shows up doesn't matter. It's all in that same frequency.
I have a closed eye process that I do often to get answers. Can we do that really quick?
Absolutely.
I'll do the quick version. All right, so if everybody would just close their eyes and take a nice easy breath. Let that go. And as you wish, just continue to take nice easy breaths as you hear the sound of my voice. And now see yourself walking through the forest. And I love that we can hear birds chirping in the background. That's going to help. We're walking through the forest right now. And it's one of those dark forests where the sun's barely coming through. And as we walk ahead, we can see there's a part where the light is coming through, and it's coming through really bright. So we head toward the light as we walk through the forest. And now as we come to the light, the forest seems to end right there. So we come out of the forest, and now you're standing in your perfect place to be. Is that the beach? Is it still in the mountains? Like, what is the surroundings? What's under your feet? And as you look about a few hundred yards in front of you, there is your perfect place, your dream house. It's yours and you have arrived. So walk toward your dream house. Now you get to the front door of your dream house. Now open the door, step through the door, and close the door behind you. Now you're in this space that some people call a mud room. It's like that room in the front of your house that's you can take off your shoes and your jacket and all of that. But you look down at the floor and you notice that the floor is actually made of, I don't know if it's glass or if it's hard plastic, but whatever it is, you can see through the ground and you can see that right under your feet is the earth. There are roots from trees. You can see the life under the ground, but clearly this is a place where you can ground yourself to the earth anytime that you want. So you have this place when you come in and out of your perfect dream house that you can ground before you go out into the world, and you can ground as you come in to your perfect place. So go ahead and open the front door of your beautiful home now that goes into this huge foyer. Is the word I believe people use. It's that huge room that goes off to all other rooms. And you see doors all around the foyer and then a conveyor belt. And to the left you see it says your woman cave or man cave. So you can go there anytime you want. You see straight ahead it says movie theater, and you can go in there anytime and just sit down and watch the things that are going on in your life. Maybe you call it a problem or an issue, but you can go in there and sit down and watch it as a movie, like pull yourself out of it and have it on the movie screen, and you'll get answers in there, but that's for another time. You look over to the right and you see a closet that says ability suits. And at any time, know that you can go into that closet, put on your ability suit, and come out and go into the world. And you'll have the ability to do, see, or be, or have anything that you want. But that's for another time, too. Right now, our focus is on that conveyor belt, that people mover. There's a lot of words for it, but there's one in your place. So let's go ahead and get on the conveyor belt. Step onto that moving stair. Hold on to the sides if you like to. I like to do that. And we're going up, up, up in the conveyor belt. Up, up. Now we get to, I don't know if it's really another floor or if I went into the sky. I'm not really sure, but I know it's coming to an end where the light is. And so I come up to the end and step off of the conveyor belt. And you're feeling that there's light here. You're feeling that this area is light. There's nothing that's heavy here. There's nothing but good here in this room. And as you look across the room, you see your master teacher. And who that is going to be different for each of us, but you see yours, your one. And maybe you have many, so it's just the one for today. You see your master teacher. And so make your way over and stand in front of your master teacher. And now, what is the one question that you want to ask your teacher for today? The one answer to a question you've been looking for. What's the question that you want to ask your master teacher right now? So go ahead and ask that question. And your master teacher says to you, So you received this answer, you received this guidance from your master teacher, and you're going to remember it when we leave this place. So for now, you just thank your teacher for being there for you today. Thank your teacher for this feedback that you just received. And hug them, bow to them, however you like to thank them. And go ahead and turn around, and we're going to head across the room to the people mover. We're going to step on that people mover, conveyor belt, whatever you like to call it. And now we're going down, 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 back to your foyer, that big room. So we come to the bottom of the conveyor belt, and we look to the right and we see the man-woman cave, and we look to the left and we see the room with the ability suits, knowing that anytime we can go visit those, because this is our place. Everything is possible here. But for now, we go ahead and head to the front door, open the door, step into that little room, that mud room. And again, we look down and we see the earth underneath our feet. We take a breath, and we've been in some pretty high energy. So while remembering what we got from our master teacher, we also ground ourselves to the earth before we head out into the world, feeling that sense of being drawn to the earth and the connection with Mother Nature. That feels good. We're ready. So go ahead and open the front door and close the door behind you, and you're back to your perfect place, be it the beach or the mountains. Walk toward the forest. And you can either turn back around and look at your house or head into the forest. It's up to you. But now I invite you to come back from this beautiful place into your body. Wiggle your toes and fingers and stretch if you want, and come back into this body, knowing that you can return to your place anytime. And at any time, you can come ask your teacher, your master teacher, any question that you want and receive the answer. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
That was beautiful.
That was fantastic. I loved it. Oh, that was so
Mm,
nice. That's such a nice thing for all of us to experience and to work with.
mm, mm-hmm. And if
I
anybody
thought it was
wants
so
to,
cool, the people mover. I've never thought of the people mover. The conveyor? Oh,
up, up, up,
wow,
up,
that was
up, up.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah. So if anybody wants to type in, who just experienced that on Facebook, if you want to type in maybe the question that you answered and the answer that you received, or maybe just the answer that you received, but if you want to share with us what you received there, and same goes for you, Kathleen or Lisa, if you want to share.
It was great. My master teacher was Kazumi today.
Awesome.
He's always so brilliant and always has such a great sense of humor.
Yes.
Very wise.
Michelle said, is asked a question. She said, what if I walk around the mall willy-nilly, discovering interesting things, letting life unfold naturally? I will eventually come upon the can of paint. This way I get to experience all things.
That's beautiful. It's not a problem. But if your can of paint is healing, if you're wandering around the mall willy-nilly looking for healing,
Mm,
it could take a very long time to find it.
mm,
So if you know where the healing is found, you can simply walk straight to it. And there's which is then a much more direct path than the willy-nilly path.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with experiencing and discovering and wandering. This is why we're here on this planet, right? This is the whole idea of life, is to wander around and experience. But if you're wandering around in an experience that is undesirable, it's really great to know how to make a beeline for the desirable experience instead of trying to wander around willy-nilly looking for something that might be the answer.
Yeah. I know as an entrepreneur, there's so many things that I'm great at.
Mhm.
I play guitar, I sing, and I write books, and I do all of these things. Which one should I do? And when I tried to be everything and do everything, the universe was like, he doesn't, not clear. So I'm not clear. And so all of my feedback was not clear and all my results were not clear. It wasn't until finally I got like, pick one. Like you can do them all within the one, but you have to pick one and become a master of the one. Otherwise, you'll be a master of none. And I was like, wow, okay. And that's why I chose to write the books, because I realized writing the books, I could then speak about the books. I could do workshops and, transformational work with the book. And during my events, I could sing. So it was a way for me to do everything
Got
within
the
one
trifecta
thing.
going.
Yeah. So even at my angel events, it's like, okay, I'm getting, I should sing this song. And then I pick up the guitar and sing. So it was a way to do one thing that was focused, but it did encompass all things. So when I was willy nilly trying to do everything, I would sing at a spiritual center, and then I would have books at the table as well as CDs, and people would come up and go, "Oh, you write books? Like I didn't even know that. Wait, are you a singer or are you an author? Are you a singer or are you an author? I don't get it." And I was like, even they're confused. Dang, it was in the bio. He's an author. He's a speaker. Okay, I get it. I get it.
And I
Yeah.
think it's funny though that we do kind of have to focus because, like you said, it's like, oh, but I like this and I like that and I like this, and there are all these additional tools that I can bring in, and it can be confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't
Yeah.
when I decided to focus on the books, I stopped singing just until I got to be known as the book guy, and people were clear. If I want to write books, that's who I go to because he learned from all the masters in the world, taught him everything he knows. He's the book guy. If that's the guy I go to for books, and then once that was clear, then I said, oh, now I can start singing again within the context of the book thing, and got to start, singing again, which I missed horribly during that time, but it was a commitment I needed to make to establish the important piece. Because for me, as a publisher, I get to help other people get their mission and their message out to the world. And that's a huge piece of why I'm here on this earth to help people get their mission, their message out to the world, and to connect to source and get answers in real time. Those are the two things I'm here to do. So I had one avenue I could take that would serve all of that. And then I could sing, which I love also.
Well, take it from me. I'm very glad that you chose what you chose because you made it really. Lisa and I were part of navigating the Clickety-Clack, and you really made it. I'll point to yours, and you made it fun and easy.
Mm, yes, yes.
Yeah, you simplified everything,
And that's the
and
gift
that
that I
was really
got
nice.
from the
Yeah.
Who Do You Think You Are book and being mastered by all those people. That was the one gift that I got, was the ability somehow to make things that are seemingly difficult and make them easy.
Mm.
And I did not have that before that book project. I made everything hard, everything. But I came out on the other side. I could just look at anything and go, what would be the easy way to do that? And just write it down and do it. And I was like, whoa, that just got downloaded from all of those people
Yeah.
or
Well,
source
you
of.
know what I think is interesting? I think in society, we're praised for overcoming the challenging, the difficult. So I think everyone likes to kind of in our own minds, like
Mm,
we blow things up, like, oh, can I do this? And it's so complicated. And yet, when we can just fine tune it and simplify it, I found for me, it was the ego. Edge
mm,
got out. that would like to make it seem like it was so much more complicated. Most things are really simple. The more I do this, it's like, it's really simple.
Exactly. The universe is not difficult. It's not complicated. It's not complex. It's not a great mystery. It's just really, really simple.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I
Yeah.
call my first book The Simplicity of Self-Healing, because healing is simple. It's the natural design of our bodies. But the medical system has made it so complex. You've got your insurance companies and your pharmaceutical companies and this doctor and that doctor and this other doctor, and it's like by the time you get out of there, you're just like so confused, you don't know what to do. The body is simple.
hmm hmm Somebody asked if I'd sell my angel cards. Yes, you can go to go to beyondbeliefbooks.com, beyondbeliefbooks.com, and there's all the programs and products and everything related to the angel book is there, and the cards are there.
Also, I see how your link went in, but there was a little space in there. So we
Is
have
there?
books.com, professional picture hanging.
Oh, okay. Let me try it again. Oopsie.
Awesome. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Bonnie and my dad who's learning. Woohoo. Awesome. Way to go, Dad. And Kinsey and Michelle and Donna, everybody that's joining us this morning. Thank you so much, everybody. If anybody has any questions for me or Kathy or Keith, please feel free to write them in. I'm more than happy to answer any of your angel questions, self-healing questions, connecting to inner guidance questions.
Hmm. Kathleen, what's one of the quick and easy ways that you're able to gain access?
Well, you shared a beautiful step that I love, which would be the guided visual meditation.
Mhm.
Just bringing me into that relaxed place with my guide, whoever it may be at that moment in time, and then asking the question, what's for my highest good?
Mm.
And I always put it my highest good because sometimes we may think we want this, but our highest good may be that much greater than something we could think.
Mhm.
And then I wrote in the book, Clickety-Clack. After we ask that question, have a pen and paper and just
Mm.
jot down what comes to us without editing it and without judging it.
Mhm.
Because that's truly the guidance that's pouring through us. And, if I look back at my notes, because I have my little composition books, I have them all over the house. And sometimes I'm not even able to read it. If I were to look back, a year from now, it's like, so my point is, you don't have to be organized. You don't have to be neat. You don't have to spell correctly. You can do shorthand, whatever comes through, that's your guidance. And then when you receive it, Keith mentioned it before, trust it. That's a big thing. We have that where we go back and forth. I call it like a little tug of war. It's like, oh, is this true? Is it not true? And then that's kind of the ego getting involved. But if we can trust it and then take action where we're guided to,
Mhm.
because we are here in the physical form. And so if I want to have the cup of water, okay, maybe someone will deliver it to me. That's one way. And maybe I'll get up and pour myself a cup of water. So there are a myriad of ways that it could occur. Exactly. Let's have our glass of water. So there are a myriad of ways for whatever to come to us, but it's taking action where guided. And
Mhm.
then the final step is always to have gratitude
Mm.
and to see how it all works. It's really miraculous. And the more that I journal this, the more that you're seeing, it's like a muscle and it becomes stronger and stronger the more that
Mm.
we do it.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that would be my simple little 4-step process. And it works every time.
Beautiful.
Works every time. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it's easy. Easy,
Mhm.
simple, powerful. Oh, that was my message that came through from my guide today. And they sang it, and I feel like you were coming through, and it was, you got the power.
You got the power. I love it. Mm.
And
Yeah,
we do. And
yeah,
yeah, we're all divine. We all have the power, and it's from a place of love.
yeah. The journaling, like I call it the first instinct journal. I mentioned that before, so I'd write that on there and then I'd ask a question because I believe the quality of the answer that I receive is based on the quality of the question. So that's always a how or what, and never a why question. If you say, why did this happen? The universe goes, yeah, why, and keeps giving you answers to reasons to ask why. So stay away from the how, what. Those are the questions. What can I, who do I need to talk to? How can I be more loving? What is my next step? Those are the kind of questions.
Those are good
So
questions. That's a good
that really works. And then one of them, the two of you may have actually experienced the feeling of this. Is what my wife and I have been teaching forever. Is called best possible outcome. So when we are in attachment to an outcome. So um, when I was reaching out to Lisa and Kathleen and all these incredible people to possibly be in this book, because every person that was in the book had to be energetically a match, meaning they had to be people who were peaceful and had tools to stay calm when everybody else would be wigging out, right? They had to have those tools in their toolbox. I did a thing called BPO before every call with the people that I connected with. So it was not uh, Kathleen says yes. Uh, Lisa is in this book, right? That's all things that if I attach myself to that outcome, if we weren't a match, I would and I would feel like I failed in some way if it didn't happen the way that I said.
Lisa,
So
can you hear Keith?
Yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
so what I did before each call was I went within what are the qualities that I want to experience. So by the end of this call, we will have had a great connection, quality, right? So we're clear about next steps, quality, clarity. Um, they feel my heart in this project and about this topic. They feel my heart. They get that it's about the mission, not the money. They get, and I just put out all of these things that, and I saw ourselves at the end of the phone call having achieved these things, great connection, clarity. They felt my heart, right? And then I, like in the movie The Secret, then I always send it out. I say, and so it is, and then I send it out with a wave. Right? This wave goes out. And then I got on Zoom on the call with Lisa and Kathleen and all the people that I spoke with. And so then we had great connection. Then I got to feel their heart and they got to feel mine. And then by the end of the call, I was clear if moving forward with them being in the book was the next step. And in a few cases it wasn't. So it was like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Maybe another project, right? Because not everybody had the tools or were in that energy. Yeah, so best possible outcome. And I
I
did that
like
with
the fact that you had that clarity. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. So the Who Do You Think You Are book, that was the first time that I ever did that. And I reached out to 68 very famous people and got 64 yeses out of 68 asks. And the only people who said no, it was because they weren't a match. They weren't willing to be as vulnerable as I was asking them to be in the book. They were the people that don't let their people know them that deeply and intimately. So it wasn't a match. So there, I got 100% of all the people that were a match said yes to being in the book. Most of them famous because of best the BPO, and some of them said they felt like they got hit by the wave before the phone call. They was like, "Whoa, I don't know what that was," and then the phone rang, and then I came on and asked the three questions to interview them to be in the book. It was amazing. Or then, or actually, the asking was sending out an email, and I sent it out with the wave. Did a BPO, sent it out with the wave, and they felt it when they opened up the email. But I also did it before the call, so I did the same thing, but jumped to two different places because that's the way my brain works sometimes. There is a comment. Do you want me to read it from Facebook?
From Michelle.
Yeah, you want to read it?
Oh, sure. So Michelle says, thank you so much. I love these Sunday mornings. They're so inspiring and uplifting. I'm a painter, and she's a good one too. Since our
Mm.
last get together, I've begun painting angels
Oh,
nonstop.
nice.
Before I have painted, never before have I painted angels, but they are flowing on the canvas at the moment with ease. No
Mm.
thought or plan, they just flow. I am just enjoying the process and feeling the joy. Oh, beautiful. Share some,
Awesome.
you're welcome. You're welcome to share some of your paintings in the group, Michelle, anytime
Mm.
you want.
Yes, I'd love to see
Oh
them.
yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah. All right.
Beautiful.
Like when we're in the flow, the angels they want to be acknowledged, they want to be seen and heard and noticed.
Mm.
So for anybody who's willing to connect to the angels, however it is, whether it's verbally by through channeling or listening to them, writing about them, painting them, they're
Yeah.
always here.
And
And
and and as Kathleen said, and we have free will, so we need to invite them. So
absolutely,
so
yes.
it's at the very end of this book. Um, I say, like, when you're ready, open your mind and your heart. You're ready, right? You can do this. You can say, "Dear angels, I am open to your guidance and your wisdom. I'm grateful for all that you've done, and I want you to know that I'm now listening. I'm looking for you. I'm listening for you. Guide me, instruct me, show me all the ways that I can do, be, and have all I am to be, do, and have in this life. How may I be of service? How may I live into my purpose? Show me the way. I'm grateful for your support, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you." So, whatever your version is of that, it's just an invitation for them to play with you, and they'll be so happy to do so because guardian angels are just there taking care of you, and they sometimes get bored if that's all they're doing, right? They want to interact with you, so invite them.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I work with a team of angels all the time. And you know, the what I love what I love about the team that I'm working with is that they can see my energy field. Like they can see what's going on. They can see if there's like some little malware, that's been inserted somewhere, or that I've picked up some malware coming along life's journey. And I can't see it, I can't feel it.
Mm.
But when I say, hey, check out my energy field and see what can you clear out. And they literally can go in and start clearing out things from your energy field. And the more clear our energy fields are, the more clarity we have.
Mm.
And, you know, it seems that we can't see these things ourselves. So having that assistance is super valuable. But they're not going to walk around and go, oh, hey, Lisa, you got this piece of lint on you. Like, that we have to ask. It's a co-creative venture.
Mm.
Beautiful. Lisa, I feel like your father has something to share. I'm putting him on the. I know. I just keep getting this. Yeah. If he has anything to ask or share.
Awesome.
Okay. If he doesn't say it, he's very proud of you.
He is my dad. He is proud.
Yeah.
The proud dad.
And he's also learning a lot from you. It's so nice.
I know, it's super cool to have my dad on the same page these days. This is neat.
Mm.
My mom's not on the same page, that's fine, but it's nice to have the support of of the parents.
Mhm.
It is. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, so
Hmm.
it's 11:11 at there's our angel number, a mastery number, and is a number of synchronicity. And the angel numbers, when we see the 11:11s, the 9:11s, the 12:12s, the 4:44, when we see these numbers, these are also angel greetings, little breadcrumbs along the way, just like, yes, you're on the right path. Yes, we're proud of you. Yes, you're doing the right thing. So looking for signs is always a nice thing, and synchronicities.
Mhm.
Yeah. And in numerology, the other day, 5/14/2021 is 555. And that was a really powerful day. And we've had 2 of them this month. And it's all about moving into the 5th dimension, which is the space of love. So May is a very powerful month. So I feel like that was serendipity that you brought that up. It had to stream through.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us this morning. I love having these conversations. They're so uplifting and enlightening, and we love having the angels surrounding us and being here with us and coming through with their messages. And I think there's always great guidance that comes from all directions when we have these little gatherings.
Mm.
So
Yes.
thank you both so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. This was
Absolutely.
beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
both, Keith and
Yes. Is there anything, Kathy, is
beautiful.
there,
And all the angels.
yeah, Kathy, is there anything that you'd like to part with? Is, how can people connect with you, and do you have anything coming up, and what would you
So
share?
my website is Kathy Bradley and the Angels, Kathy Bradley, Bradley, and the Angels. And I do monthly newsletters, letting everyone know what's coming up. And we have the most recent book out, Navigating the Clickety-Clack. Thank you, Keith. Nice opportunity. And also working in the empowerment program. And my book, The Light Becomes You. So if anyone's interested in taking the next step and moving out of fear and limitation, lack, and empowering themselves and living a beautiful, light-filled life, give a
Mm.
jingle.
Beautiful. Kathy does the most beautiful angel readings. Every year on my birthday, she has gifted me an angel reading since 2012, and they are so filled with love and support and guidance. It's real, they're really beautiful. So if anybody needs a great angel reading, reach out to Kathy. And I see my dad wrote in, took the time and typed, "You are all so tuned in and helping us to tune into ourselves, and I am thankful. So glad for my beautiful daughter."
Mm.
Aw.
And Keith, what do you have for parting words? How can people reach out to you?
Well, you could type Keith Leon S into Google and hit enter, and there'll be tons for you there, videos and interviews if you want to hear more. LeonSmithPublishing.com, LeonSmithPublishing.com, or the BeyondBeliefPublishing.com. Well, those are 2 of the websites. And parting words would be, you make a difference on this planet, and you're making a difference every day, whether you know it or not. You could have saved a life just by smiling and saying hi to somebody today, and you wouldn't know. But you're making a difference all the time. So you are a bright light on this planet. Yes, I'm talking to you. So keep on shining your light.
Beautiful, beautiful. So everybody this week, homework for the week, tune in, start listening to your inner guidance and ask for guidance. Get quiet, ask, because it's always there and it's always coming to you and through you. We just have to notice. That's all. So what we focus on is what we attract, is what we create. So because Solution Sunday, the soul is the solution. Start tapping into your soul this week. What does your soul want? What do you really, truly want to be in this world? Shine that light. Tap into your brilliance. Tap into your radiance. let your light shine.
Mhm.
Thanks,
Amen.
Lisa.
Thank you
Maybe,
Thank
both so much. Such an
mhm.
honor to have these conversations.
Maybe next month I'll sing a song.
Yay!
Oh, that'd be fun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I shared your beautiful song in our group the other day. Maybe we'll share it again this afternoon to
All right.
let everybody listen. That was a great, great, great song. Loved it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So
Take care, everyone.
take care,
Okay,
everybody.
love you all.
See you again next
Bye.
week. And Kathy, Keith, and I will be back again next month. Woo!
See you then.
All right. Bye
Take
for
care.
now, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye bye.